Hello everyone and welcome back to Run It Up number 63. That's right, we are here today playing some 50-cent $1 no limit Texas Hold'em on ultimatepoker.com. And before you guys get too mad at me for being a nit, and like Jay Carver, you're almost playing appropriate bankroll levels, 50 cent a dollar, we have $1,700, and that's right, we do have $1,700. I would play bigger, but there are no seats open or nothing running appropriately and all of that, so I am not choosing to play this as though it's like my perfect ideal. I'd love to play 1-2 right now, but there are no 6-max 1-2 games open, so here we are. Playing some 50 cent $1. Looking at the people at the table, I think we have 3 people we've played with before. William Reynolds over there, Control-Alt-Delete. We've seen him several times before, and then Yogurt Eater, I think we've seen a couple of times. Control-Delete probably played with the most. We know that he is kind of aggressive, certainly seems like a smart, solid, good winning player. Will Reynolds we've played with a little bit before. He's aggressive, creative, is going to probably clamp down on some of our more silly openings, just like hands like this we're going to have to fold when Will is behind us in position like this, because I think he's going to probably try to put us in the cage a little bit here. Don't think he's playing like 84 tables like he sometimes does, but he's still probably he's still multi-tabling, I'm sure, but it's probably not too bad. Never seen don't think that makes a big difference, like, is the ultimate point there. That's right, ultimate point. Branding! And then there are these 2 fellas who I've never seen before and may never see again after this. So there you go. That's the lineup we got for you this evening. No cat avatars, unfortunately, so the game isn't that easy, but we'll have to see. I had a great day today. Hope you had a great day today. I had one of the best days of my year today. I think if you were going to expand it even beyond that, I might have had one of the best days of the decade. Sure, I think it might be an up there contender. That's right. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to say there. I was like, up. Yeah. So I had an awesome day today, and I'm going to tell you about some of it, but some of it I'll have to wait for a day long from now. But it was awesome. I had a great little day. I got to meet Lorenzo Fertitta today, which is always awesome. One of my heroes, brilliant businessman, obviously. Has done great stuff with Station Casinos, Ultimate Poker, and UFC, of course, is how I first became a fan of Lorenzo. So I met him today. That was awesome. Had a little bit of corporate J Carver. That's right, J corporate. You know, because this is what I actually wore all day today. I had to put on pants today. That's what I had to do. That's how you know it. And despite that, it was still a good day. That's what a good day was today. That's crazy. If I had to put on pants, if I could get a day like today, I'd put on pants every day. That's the truth of it. That's how good today was. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm also excited because we have nut flush and a royal flush draw, just in case, I guess, in case of nothing. But hopefully our opponent will call. He says no thanks, and all right. I've only been playing this table for about an orbit or so, by the way. We started with a little bit of stuckness, but that was only from like a hand where I called in the big blind against this guy. I called in the big blind against that guy. It was a flop. That's right. And it was, what was it? It's like 8, 5, 6, 2 spades. He had 9, 6, and he check called. No, yeah, he check called. Raised pre, check called. And then turn was ace, check, check. River was a jack of spades. So 8, 6, 5, ace, and jack. Spade flush draw got that around the river. And he just checked, and we checked with a 5-7 and did not win. So that was the only hand that we had missed so far this session. I had originally had some plans to do some streams tomorrow, like an official stream. I was going to be like, all right, let's stream tomorrow. But I feel like no one really was super excited about that, so we'll just do a stream when they can come out. And also, I feel like this particular week was so good with YouTube stuff. We're constructing things for YouTube now. You know, I think it's fine. We'll stick with mostly YouTube for now. Happy Halloween, by the way. That's right. From me and the old Yeah. For me and the old runitumpkin over here. Yes, that's right. If you haven't been watching the videos this week, well, where have you been? I don't know. But there have been some good ones, and partially powered by, in my opinion, the old runitumpkin back there, just doing work. We're on at least a 4-game win streak. I didn't go back to check and see if we won Thursday last week and beyond that. But I know we've been winning since Friday. So let's see if we can do some work here and keep the old heater alive. Maybe we can just scoop the whole week. You know, we do 5 run-it-ups and just run the board. How amazing would that be? We're going to have to see if we can get that. We're going to have to first get into profit before that can be the case, of course. I suppose we'll just fold here. So, yeah, had a great little day. I was relied upon to do something adult-like, and I fulfilled through my responsibility. That's always great. You know, I've had to grow up a little bit out here in the land of opportunity that is Las Vegas, and I've been enjoying it, actually, surprisingly. We talked about it yesterday, you know, challenges, you know, you gotta, do it. If you had told me a year ago that I would eventually, I would never have believed you a year ago if you would have told me, like, that I would be in the position that I am now with Ultimate Poker and responsibilities and, like, business stuff going on and so many cool things that are in the works, several of which will come to your benefit, my little run-it-up. That's right. My little running-up warrior children out there. Just wait and see, wait and see. It's I'm working on it. All right. Ice and 10 not the best hand, I'm afraid. Yogurt Eater is going to ship that little one. So yeah, that was pretty much that. Halloween is tomorrow. Not really sure I have anything planned besides work like usual. I am planning on wearing the old leprechaun getup to the office tomorrow. That's right. I'm gonna be like, yeah, here we are. I'm not even sure if anyone else is wearing costumes, but I'm leprechauning. That's right. How many other opportunities am I gonna have to wear that thing in the next 3 months? So I feel like it's a good excuse. So that's my plan for good old today / my real tomorrow. That's right, late night videos. Not even that late of night. It's only 9 p.m. But it's late. It's late enough. It's a late enough video. Queen Jack of Diamonds here in the big blind. Gonna be calling against the min raise unless something else weird happens. Let's see a flop at the dealer. Pretty good little flop there for the old Queen Jack. We've happened to make 3 jacks. That's pretty good. Our opponent has bet, looks like he bet half pot. I think against a guy like this, I'm going to check raise. How much did you guys hate if that's how I talked all the time? If I just talked in sing-song rhythmic patterns the whole time? 4 of hearts is obviously not the best card in the deck because we're now beat by flushes. However, I'm not too concerned. We've got 3 of a kind. What's to be worried about? He could have us beat, but, let's be realistic. He probably doesn't. He raised under the gun, doesn't have too many hands with 2 hearts in them. Oh. Well, I have all the jacks. The good news is, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a flush, which means he probably has a pair, which means he probably has a full house, which means we're probably getting called. Let's see if I'm right or not. I have 4 of a kind jacks, queen kicker. All right. That's right. We got it done, That's what we did there. I have 4 of a kind. It's 4 of a kind, sir. That's right. I've got 2 pair, jacks and jacks, with a queen kicker. Not too often. I know what the correct answer is. That's right. Only you guys will really be aware of that. Maybe joke. I don't know. I don't know if you'll be aware of that joke, but it seems very appropriate. Gave him the old XD. That's what we did. Theoretical conversations. Great response. He must have seen that episode. Props to you, Yogurt Eater. Gonna bet here because we almost for sure have the best hand against Chase Aroni, the little steamboat that could over there. He decides to play the role of Goldilocks to this hand and just heads on out of here. That's right. That's right. It's the legend of Goldilocks. You know? I can't think of the actual... What's the story of Goldilocks? Is that the one with the 3 stalker bears? Are there even bears in this story? Oh, hello there. We've managed to flop 5 in a row against our nemesis, Control-Alt-Delete over there, always trying to shut us down. That's right. Let's see if our opponent will do something aggressive here, because I'd like that, because I've got the nuts. All right. Calling is fine with me. Brick turn cards, also fine with me. I think $8 makes sense here. Once he check calls on this flop, he's pretty much announced that he's got something, right? He's got 8-7, 6-7, diamonds, jack 10, something like that. So I'm happy to bet a larger amount and just try to charge him. Also, if he has a hand like 2 pair, I'm just check calling to see like a safe turn card to slightly improve the equity of his hand and all that stuff. That's certainly a possibility. Ace on the river is a pretty sweet old card there. I think I'm actually going to try something sweet here. I don't usually try things that are this sweet, but we're going to try something sweet here. Against Control-Delete, I think something like this will work a good percentage of the time. I mean, this is definitely a little bit greedy, and this is based off playing with him a lot. But I feel like when we've done things like this in the past, this kind of looks like the kind of thing that we've been doing weak. We haven't really done this too often from a position of strength. Maybe because it's a video, it's less good because he'll probably think he'll see it later. All right, maximum value. That's right, just the nuts, $34. Look at that. Look at that. We're on a heater, boys and girls. You know. That's right. That's right. Just the nuts. 10-7. That's right. How do you guys like that? With the noise? Does that make it? I think the noise makes it. If I just was going like this, you'd be like, what are you doing, kid? You know? What are you doing, like flipping pancakes? Actually, I guess you wouldn't flip pancakes like that. You're playing like Go Fish, maybe? With the noise, though, you get it. You know, you're showing nuts. You go, you know? Then he knows it. Then he's getting the business, you know? It's like, hello, sir, here are your keys for your cage that I'm putting you in. Although I guess you wouldn't give them the keys to that. You would just say, here is your cage. You know, get on in there. That's what you'd probably say. Whatever you say, Jay Carver. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Sweet little flop here for us with the old 10-3 of hearts. We've managed to flop ourselves backdoor straight draw. That's right. That's kind of cool. I guess we just check fold. All right. All the puppy dog feet, but don't got none. So, yeah. Here we go. The day is continuing. Maybe the day's amazing heater sort of thing will just continue on through the Run It Up episode. Wouldn't that be sweet? Also, even though we've been playing 50 cent a dollar, I feel like we've had some pretty solid wins lately, you know? And, you know, I feel like we've won like $80 per session. You know, last week, was it last week that we won? Like, there was like last week where there were like 3 videos where we like won or lost $5 or less. It was something like, it was like Knit It Up was in session that week, apparently. But this week, not even close. We've been just, you know, Jay Carver at the bat over here, right? How'd you like that? That was a very heterosexual bat thing I think I just did there, considering, you know. I felt that was pretty well performed, you know? You know, that's right. You know, my dad always wanted me to do a Yankees thing, but, you know, couldn't do it because I didn't like sports like that. Well, we managed to flop. Let's talk about reality here. We flopped 3 of a kind. Could we be beat here? Yeah, of course. But Control-Delete is probably going to re-raise with hands like pocket 10s and pocket 9s. Right? He'll probably re-raise with hands like that. So I think that he could have Jack 8 or 6-8, definitely. But I think often enough he's got like 2 pair, 9-8, hands like Queen Jack, stuff like that. Maybe even as bad as like Ace 10, which is nearly drawing dead against us. So felt like we could just re-raise, get it in here. He could just be bluffing, of course, which would be fine, I suppose. Let's see the cards. All right. Okay, we have to. It's not an aggressive thing, but we've made quads twice, 3 times in a week. That's right. The Bink Bell is getting worn out today. It's gonna be like the one from Breaking Bad soon enough. All right. Quads or nothing. Yeah. Well, at least we can all laugh about it, I guess. I mean, I did start with 3 of a kind, so I was only 1 of a kind away from making 4 of a kind. It's just math, you know? It's just math. Isn't poker difficult, boys and girls? Poker is a very hard game, you know? You start with a pair, make 4 of a kind. Don't have a pair? Still make 4 of a kind. Sure, easy enough. Easy life. It's a blessed run it up week, you know? We put on the avatar, we rock the avatar. The old hat's still chilling back there, you know? It's still rocking back there. I gotta find a better home for it than that. But I haven't figured that out yet. I've been a little busy. But, you know, we gotta get like a wardrobe hanger, coat pole. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's like a coat rack, but a pole form. Or is a coat rack a pole form, like by default? I don't know. These are questions that I don't have answers to. Running up mysteries, I suppose. But once I have one of those, how nice will that look? We'll put it like right there. It'll be a little like coat rack thing. The hat will be on it. It'll be wonderful. I'm excited about that. Anyway, what did we start with? 1723? Oh, nice. We're on our way. Yeah, that's what it is. What did we start? So we started with 1720. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. We might have a straight right now. I don't know. You don't know. It's a secret to all of us. We could have a straight. We'll find out in a second. Nope. Got a pair, though, which is, I guess, not the worst thing. Going to call. I think that makes the most sense. Didn't quite make it to straight or 4 of a kind status. Our opponent checks. So I think if he has a king, he's probably not folding. If he has a 9, he might consider himself folding. We beat hands, obviously. We do beat some hands. I don't think that there is much of a chance he'll fold better than ours. So I think we just check and go to showdown. I don't think King Jack is folding on the river unless we did something like we really gave him the business there. So, yeah, decided that time to take it off. I was just curious how close we were to 2K. So, yeah, that's right. So I was trying to see how close we were. We're still like $80 away. If we can stack one more person, we might break the 2K mark tonight. How sweet would that be? That would be one way to cap off the evening. All right. So let's pull a viewer question. I'm excited. I feel like it's a good viewer question day. You know, let's find a good viewer question. Somebody that's been waiting a long time. This poor fella has been waiting a very long time. September the 12th, you wrote me an email. That's a pretty long time ago. All right, today is your lucky day, sir. Today is your lucky day. Okay. So I'm going to have to paraphrase your entire email because you didn't even write Dear J. Carver. But it's from 2 months ago, so I don't hold it against you. You know? I get it, you know? Some people just can't write Dear J. Carver. Or you just didn't know. It's fine. That's right. Let's do equal face, capital P. That seems like a good thing to say. There you go. Chat with the pros. UltimatePoker.com. You might. That's right. I'm doing my job. You know? Something like that. I'm doing something. Whatever that is. I don't know. I found myself pondering that yesterday as I was rewatching yesterday's video way later after I recorded it. And I was just like, boy, do I say some words sometimes. It's true. I was like, I don't know how I've got to this particular point in my life, but it's like taking the thing that I was like, I had tried to like, I was always like, been told, relax, don't be so energetic, be less energetic, be more calm, don't talk so much. All those things that I was told all my life, I've now converted into like the opposite of which, and now we're doing something that like, if my mother only knew how to work the YouTubes, she would be aghast to see just how much you guys have to hear of me every single day. Anyway, back to the question. Hopefully it's not about focus because, clearly not exactly an expert. Hopefully it's about making 4 of a kind. Firstly, I'd like to say your videos are awesome. Thank you. Secondly, I am leaving for my 3rd deployment, and unfortunately most of the guys I am leaving with don't play poker, and and the ones that do are terrible with little poker knowledge. Not saying I won't take their money, but the skill level is not there. That's good. That's a good attitude to take. I'm trying to come up with a way to get better while I'm deployed. Last deployment I read about 30 books. Wow, that's crazy. You read 30 books about anything. That's awesome. I'm shocked that we didn't flop a flush here. I'm shocked that we didn't manage to just like flop a straight flush. But look at this hand. We called pre-flop and we fold on the flop. You see, not every hand is a straight fight. Sometimes we just say, all right, on to the next one. All right, so back to your question, sir. I've shipped 3 of 15 tournaments, cashed in 6 other ones. They're all small, but okay, the game is changing. Okay, books, okay, play for money, but yeah. Okay, so do I have any improvements? Do I have any suggestions as to what you can do to keep your game sharp or make it better? Any suggestions are helpful. Signed, Anonymous. Well, Anonymous. Sent from my iPhone, actually, is how you signed this one. So it's a long email to write from your iPhone. I appreciate the dedication, and the email. Definitely points for writing it on your phone. All grammatically correct, too. Also points. Before we do that, I guess we'll play this little hand here. Not going to check fold. I guess we just get to see a free turn card because our opponent did not want to bet. Happily allowing us to pair our jack, which we will now be wagering $3 on that we have the best hand. If our opponent raises, I'm going to roll my eyes and call. Looks like rolling my eyes will not be necessary. I'm going to bet because we probably have the best hand. Why would we assume we don't have the best hand? I'm pretty confident that we do. I will wager $8 that we have the best hand here. How do you feel about that? Control, Alt, Delete. I'm mad. I call. Chop it up. What a nit, Control Alt Delete. Why aren't you raising me on the flop or on the turn? Or, what are you afraid about? Show the guy nuts and then quads, and then all of a sudden he's in shutdown mode. I actually think he probably plays his hand fine. A little bit conservative, but nothing too disastrous. Anyway, suggestions on how to improve. It looks like you have internet, which is always sweet. So my suggestion to you would be to watch training videos, right? Like I've talked about it before, but there are such a great array of training videos available to you these days if you're really looking to play and improve. Like I always point people to the similarly named our Run It cousins, Run It Once. I think they've got some really, really great videos over there. And if you're looking to improve from the best players in the game and the people that are like living these super high stakes games day in and day out, okay, of course we did. Why wouldn't we just flop a set? Now remember, we're super deep with Yogurt Eater, so this is not going to be a flop that I'm just going to like blast it off here. I'm actually going to call. I feel like it's obviously a little bit tight, but this board is so connected. I don't want to put in $200 here against Yogurt Eater, who seems relatively competent, at least relatively competent. If Kid A ships it, obviously, I'm not going anywhere. All right, so not the best turn card, obviously, but it's not like horrific either. Depending on the action here, we're probably not folding. When it checks to us, like, you would think that Yogurt Eater would bet if he had a king here, right? So I think I'm going to bet. It's possible that Kid A has us beat and has a king, but he only has $40. Our hand is we still have equity to draw to a full house, and it's possible he can still call or maybe even shove with any kind of like 2-pair type of a hand. So I think that our hand might be best now on the turn. If it's not best, we still have full house draws, and we're just a 10 away from 4 of a kind again. So against the check raise here, I'm not loving it, but we almost have the mathematical price to call just if our full house is exactly what we need to win. And if he's ever bluffing or has 2-pair, or, we're just way ahead. So let's call and see a river. I was like 90% that it was going to be a 10. Or if not a 10, at least a board pair. So if our opponent bets like $80 here, it's possible that he could be bluffing us and just representing ace-king and just trying to put us in the cage, right? It's possible. It is definitely possible. It is definitely possible. I don't feel like he's trying to represent ace-king here, though. Like, I feel like he's not trying to represent ace-king. He's trying to represent that he just has a king. I mean, I would have thought that hand would have just bet on the turn, but I actually think we just fold now. Is it possible we're getting bluffed? Yeah, it's definitely possible. But I think that folding seems fine. Very often in this spot, we're going to have a king ourselves or an 8, I guess, sometimes, which also might want to call. And I just don't think that we're going to win there often enough on the river. It's a good bluff if he was bluffing, that, he definitely played it in a way that made me feel like he was pretty strong, and followed through with it on the river if he was bluffing. But I don't really think he was bluffing. I think he probably got lucky on the turn, not that lucky, but he got lucky on the turn to turn a straight. I think like he had a hand like King Jack, King 10, something like that. So I think that makes sense. Could we have raised on flop? Yeah, we could have, but that would have just, we wouldn't have won the pot because he probably would have ended up calling. And then we would have just, checked back turn, called river. We would have lost the same amount, maybe even a little bit more. Actually, probably a little bit more because it would have been an entirely bigger pot. So, I think I don't hate how he played it, both generally speaking, like from a strategic standpoint, like regardless of what the turn and river cards were, but also from like a tactical standpoint. Like I feel like our exact hand against our exact opponent in that exact situation, I don't hate our thought process. I think the thought process I had there made some sense. I don't know what happened to the old runitumpkin over there. Runitumpkin just decided to take a break, just took a nap, and was like, "All right, I've done enough for you this video, Jay Carver. I can't give you quads every single time." So yeah, back to the question here, sir. So I think that that the best thing you can do is training site, something like that, something in the degree of run it once, or, me, obviously what we're doing here is like not really trading site-esque, but it's, pretty close. It's close. You can still learn, obviously. So, and it also doesn't cost you that much besides your, besides your time, I guess. It doesn't really cost you anything to watch these videos. So, that's obviously an option. You can watch videos on card runners, deuces crack. Both of those are good options as well. And, yeah. So I think those are all great choices for you to improve. You didn't mention once about videos, although I know you're watching my videos at least, but you didn't mention anything about other trading sites, and you've read a lot of books. I don't really think I have any other book recommendations for you. I would say that you want to try to play, I don't know what the rules are for playing real money poker, but it would be way better for your poker game to play real money poker, even if it was for $5, than it would be for you to play money poker. So if you had that option, I would definitely encourage that. Make a small deposit, find yourself a well-respected, regulated site. If you happen to be deployed in Nevada, I would recommend ultimatepoker.com, but I think that that's definitely a better way to get better than to just play for play money. And also, just after you read, you want to actually practice what you're learning. So I think reading, playing for money makes some sense. So don't think any of those particular things I said were super eye opening, but I think that's just the standard general how to improve type of advice. So hopefully you're still watching 2 months later and can get the advice of keep watching my videos. That's right. Poor guy writes an email 2 months ago, has waited all this time, and my advice is keep on watching. Fuck you, Jay Carver. I'm out of here. All right. Hey, it's a free country, do whatever you want to do. No one makes you watch, anytime somebody says to me like, I don't like cash games, or I don't like tournaments. Okay, come back tomorrow. There's only 4 hours of other videos you can watch every single week. We do 30 something minutes a day or more. The one video that's not for you, not the end of the world. Just saying. Gonna bet Redbird here. That's right. Got ourselves the toppest of pairs and the 10 of spades just in case of emergencies. In case we are somehow beaten. But no. Did not seem too likely. Okay. I've got another question here. Gonna play these pocket fives. Probably calling seems fine. Could do a raise sort of thing, but I'm fine with calling. Seems like a reasonable enough thing to do. An email from Jerome. That's right. An email from Jerome. Question. That's the subject. Spoiler alert. He's going to ask me a question. Spoiler alert, we're going to call with our pocket fives as well because, pair, position, etc. Control delete is a little bit aggressive, which makes this worse. The more aggressive that your opponent is in the situation, the worse it is to set mine. But certainly feels like a spot that is still fine to call in, given everything. Well, we could call or fold. Both of those options seem reasonable. Don't think that calling may be the best because we know how aggressive control delete is. So I think that inherently is one of the issues with calling here pre-flop, because the tighter somebody plays, the easier it is to set mine, right? Because you hit a set, they play really tight, they usually have something, and then you get paid off. The looser they are, the worse it is, because you call with pocket fives there, flop a set, the guy's got jack 7 offsuit and just check folds or bet folds. You get one bet, right? So in a spot like that, he's loose enough that he could have a hand, not that he often does, but he could have a hand like jack 10 or queen jack suited, something like that. And then, or obviously way worse. And then he just bets on flop and we just make a terrible mistake and fold, which sucks. And if we had flopped a set, if it was 10-5 deuce and he has a hand like that, we only make that $20, which also sucks. So, I don't know if you're mad that I folded on the flop or didn't fold pre, I don't know. I feel like folding it's not for me, I've tried it a couple times. It's not for me, I don't know what to tell you. Raised it up here with ace and queen. Got called by CAD over there. I'd like to wager $4 that I have the best hand. Oh, I'll bet way more than $4 that I have the best hand now. $10 that I have the best hand. That's what I'm betting. Okay. What are the odds that I could bet like $50 here and make him call? I'm a little worried that he's slow playing, but I'm not really that worried. I mean, I'm more concerned that he's probably got a hand I think he's got a hand like eights, something like that. We could have checked and given him an opportunity to maybe bluff, but, All right. Got it done. Let's read the question from Jerome over here. Jerome writes... I have never had a friend named Jerome, but I've always fantasized about reading a Dear J. Carver email since I was a wee lad. That's right. Since I was a wee lad, I've always dreamed of reading a Dear J. Carver from a Jerome. And now here we are. The day has only gone up since I started this video. Dear J. Carver, I play semi-professionally, and for the better part of the year, my main bankroll booster has been at a home game that is very juicy. In the last year, I have only 2 losing sessions in this weekly game. That's pretty good. I'm going to check call here because I feel like we can get this done without improving sometimes. And if we do improve, well, you know, I feel like we might be able to get some money out of this fella. So if he checks back, we might even have the best hand. Might not, but we might. If he bets, I might be done. I might not be done. Let's see how much he bets. 420, good sizing. Did he bet half pot? Is that what that was? Either way. Okay. So we have ourselves a pair and a gut shot, and that's it. I think I'm actually going to call here. We could have the best hand as possible. We could have king jack, could have spades, could have jack 10, something like that. We have equity just in case he has us beat somehow. And, you know, yeah. I feel like it's possible this guy, if he had a hand like queen jack, he would just check back, which means he has to have like an ace, like ace something or better, or he has nothing, or he has some sort of a draw, and it was only $4 into 12, so I feel like mathematically we can't be losing that much. But now I think the end of the game is here, and we say, no thank you. That's right. That's what we're saying. Exactly that. All right. Question from Jerome. We just talked about that you have only 2 losing sessions in this weekly game. That's pretty sweet. My question is, what would you do in the case that you are too good for the game and can't really afford to be, the word you used is discluded, which I know what you mean when you wrote that, but I don't think that's a real English word. To be not invited or not included, I think is what you mean from it. Thanks, Jerome. Well, if you only have 2 losing sessions in a year at a game, that's crazy. And if it's a major part of your bankroll building, like, you know, if it's a major source of income for you, I think that it's important in those sorts of situations that you are a friendly person. It's important that you're the kind of guy that, you know, if you know that it's a spot for you that makes sense, you want to do your best to make sure you're invited all the time. Don't ever hit and run. Don't ever play short sessions. Make sure you're the kind of guy that's always like, oh yeah, I'll pick up the 12 pack of, you know, Bud Light or whatever it is that you bring to these poker games. You know, whatever it is. I don't know. I have no clue. Whatever it is that straight men bring to things like this when they do things like this, bring that. They'll appreciate it. So, I feel like, oh, min raising this for sure. So, but, you know, you want to be that guy. Be friendly, be outgoing, be talkative, you know, pay attention to people, make those connections, bring things to the game, be the guy that's like cleans up when everything is over. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. That's the good way to ensure you're always invited back. Not just to a poker game, but just generally in life. It's like a good way to be, you know, generally speaking and all of that. Could be in trouble here against this fella who bet out $1 and then called our raise. Looks like we might not be in trouble because of the fact that this guy didn't do anything aggressive on the turn yet. He's only got 24 bucks, so if he has us beat, you know, okay, whatever. We're so likely to be ahead here. You know, maybe not, but if he shoves, I'm going to be a little sad, but no shove here. I feel like this guy has got Queen X too often. Like, maybe he's got a 10 sometimes, but boy, this would be a weird way to play a 10, and it would be a really weird way to play a flush. I feel like he's going to have, like, Queen X often enough that we'll just call and we'll win with a kicker that we should just bet and try to see if we can get him to call off. Could be beat here, though. Nope. I take your $20. That's right. That's right. I gave him the claw treatment. How you guys like that? I love the claw. We gave him the claw, you know? We had the cage, we got the claw, we got all the tools here. We got the sheriff badge somewhere. It's attached to the uniform still, I think, actually. All right, you got it. I'll play Foldylocks this time. You got it. Nice hand. You got it. You got this one, bud. Jack 10 offsuit. Right off into the... That's right. All right. Damn, the time has flown. 38 minutes. That's crazy. I suppose we will wrap this video up. Hey, I love calling. You know, what can I say? All right, should we play another orbit? Let's play another orbit. We'll do like a bonus orbit for the fans. We'll do some questions. All right, this is it. This is the bonus Halloween runitumpkin video. Question, extra hour questions. That's what this is exactly. If we had motion graphics department, there would be a crazy motion graphic right now that would announce you would be really excited. I'm sure you're excited, but you'd be really excited. All right, so question. All right, can't do this question. Live poker advice. We've already done live poker advice. Can't do live poker advice. Just did that question. Or a question very similar to it. Oh. Too long. Ah, perfect. Not too long. All right. Oh, and there's like okay, I'll read the question. Dear Jay Carver, what is your opinion on meditation? Have you ever tried it? Nope. Do you think it has potential to reduce tilt and improve focus? Sure. Thanks for your question. I don't really have any opinion. I mean, like, I'm sure it's fine. It's probably even helpful. I have never done it. I mean, doesn't mean it's not good, obviously. But it's fine. Inner peace, outer peace, it's all great. Sure. I'm all for it. Whatever makes you happy and feel good and focused and all that sounds good to me. And then you included on here to have me email you when I read your question, but I won't be doing that, so hopefully you'll find it. Sorry. Please let me know when you answer my question. I don't think that works this way. Okay, let's go to the next. I'm sorry, it's just true. I'll answer your question, but it's not a answer question delivery service. That's right, question answer delivery service. Question. Poker names is the subject of the email. That's right. Poker names. That's right. Dear Jay Carver. You even put a little space there, which is not how I meant to write it, but it's okay. I still give you enough points. Dear Jay Carver, what do you think about clever poker avatar names? You mean like clever poker names like the other guy who is Comatose? Oh my god, that's a great name. I'm a big fan of that name. Can you use them to understand or get reads on opponents? Oh, yeah, for sure, right? Like, if somebody's name is like, I don't know. I mean, it's not really, I don't think, but if somebody's name is like, actually, a good example is the relatively well-known, actually, I won't even use specific examples, but, people that use things like 420 and other sorts of potentially illegal drug references in their avatars. Those people are probably not 65-year-old women. So you can make some deductions, and make some inferences from names based on like I'd be shocked if this guy who is T.E.H. Nutzini, I would be shocked if that guy is over 40 years old. Like, it would blow my mind if that was the case. And, even like Control Delete, is that guy going to be 58 years old? Probably not, generally speaking. I would be surprised. So I think that you can tell to some degree, but I think like names like, Yankees fan 1968. That could be fake. You know what I mean? Like that I would not read into. Like unless you were like really sure that guy was actually born in 1968. Like it's maybe like a slight increase in likelihood, but you can't read too much into it. Like look at like OMG Clay Aiken. He was really not, like it's one of those types of things where it doesn't necessarily always mean something, but you can definitely like, try to read into it. Can't hurt to try, right? We've managed to turn 2-pair here, and I think we're going to probably end up just continuing this call down process. I'm a little worried. Could raise here. I guess that's actually probably fine. It's unlikely that we're beat unless he has like exactly 10-9, right? What else beats us here? That makes sense. King Queen? Probably not. He calls pretty fast. He could very easily have a hand like King 10, which would really suck for us. I think I'm going to actually end up just checking back here because it's really hard to imagine that he can call us with worse, right? Like, what's the next pip worse than us, right? Because we have kings and sevens. So the next pip worse is queens and jacks, which probably won't even call. So I think we should just check back. We probably lose on this river after all this, but we were losing already, it seems like, on the turn. So how do I feel about that hand? I mean, we called flop, which was correct given equity, and then he turned to king, and then he bet, and we raised, and I think we would have ended up... No, we might have ended up folding on the river if he had just bet, turn, and river. So we might have lost a little bit more, but I think against all the hands, that's right, all the hands, I feel like we probably were going to show the most. I think we played our hand in a way that was profitable and made some sense. Didn't work out for us that time, but I think all in all, our plan there was reasonable. So yeah, I think that you can try to do that, but I wouldn't say that you're gonna get tons of information. A little bit, sure, but you get so much more information live, and you can look at somebody and be like, all right, well, you can start developing a profile pretty fast. All right, so the runitumpkin did some work here today. What did we start with today? We started out with 17.23 and 32 cents, and we managed to win $160.48. Wow, look at that. 1883, 80 cents. That is crazy. We are balling it up in here today. 4-game win streak, 5-game win streak actually, back through Friday. Man, it's gonna be sad to see the runitumpkin go. I'm already getting a little sad. We're gonna have to like bronze it or something. It's just we got one last day of running up with the runitumpkin, and then I guess that's it for the time being. So let's see if we can run it through the whole week. Hopefully we can scoop a loop here. Wouldn't that be nice? Anyway, let's get there we go. There it is. All the way in the back over there, just chilling out, doing its thing. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed this video, so I hope you did as well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget, let me know in the comments below. Like the video and say, hey, Jay Carver, I like it. You won some money. You ran it up. That's pretty good. I like that. If you like that, well, tell me you like it and like the video. Seems pretty simple, right? Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/jcarverpoker for all more video-related things, especially today. If you haven't seen it yet, something very cool is over on Facebook today, and I'm very excited to share that with you guys. I forgot until now because it hasn't happened yet for me, but you guys will want to see it. Go check that out on Facebook. It's pretty awesome. We'll talk about it in Friday's video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, I will see you back for more tomorrow. Peace.